Hey YouTube, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a first-time visitor, thank you for checking out my channel. I like to talk about things fountain pen related, journals, stationery, etc. Occasionally I also do art supplies. This is actually part 3 of my haul, or part 2 of the videos of from the DC Pen Show from 2023. So I've had a hard time kind of putting this video together, so excuse any kind of wonkiness as far as the parts are concerned that I'm talking about throughout the video. I combined the video excerpts with part 1 of the clippings of the actual show, walking around the show, and did my accessory overviews of things that I got from the DC Pen Show. This one is going to be part 2 of the damage and the fountain pens I acquired. So thanks for checking out my channel, and let's get into it. Bye. Some cases. I talked about initially the fountain pen that I bought from Galen Leather, and this is a Jonathan Brooks primary manipulation blank that he collabed with Galen, and I was able to get this one in a medium nib. It's absolutely a stunning pen. I've never owned a Jonathan Brooks primary manipulation fountain pen, so this is my first blank of it. I just think he does such a wonderful job, and he was at the fountain pen show as well, so I got to talk to him as well. I'm going to now show you what the rest of the damage was from the show, and I actually did some damage. I cannot believe that I did this, but you know, you only live once. And I'm not regretting any of the purchases that I made. And one was not a purchase at all, and there's a story behind it. So I bought earlier this year, I was able to get a hold of a Jim Hines exclusive with Dramacools. And I bought this purple Serene Amethyst fountain pen. And he also was at the fountain pen show, so I was talking to him about that one. He said, yeah, they did go really quick. They only made like 16 of every kind of nib size of fine, medium, and broad on these, so 16 of these, and I got this one in a fine, and I was very fortunate to grab that because I just happened to be on a Dramacools site when they actually had that released and just snagged it. Impulse buy, very happy I did it. So then I was talking to him and his the colleague that was working with him, Ricardo or Francesco, and Francesco was saying, yeah, you know, we were talking about pens and blah 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 blah, and I was like, oh my god, what is this pen? And so I bought another Hines handcrafted pen. He's very busy these days. He's working with various retailers doing handcrafted pens. Matter of fact, the Gentleman's Stationers website has a collab. They had the last 5 remaining collab pens that he did with them, and that pen was stunning. If I just had unlimited amounts of funds, I would have probably tried to buy that one as well, but I was like, okay, you've done some damage already with just this one and the other one. So I bought this little gem of a pen, and this is called, I think gave me a little card, and I showed you the stickers in the part 1 of it from his shop, but this is called Espresso Martini, and I like it because it kind of funnels up, so it gets broader as it goes up. He didn't have the nib that came with this. This is one of his exclusives as well. I got the last one. They only had one sitting on the table, and I snatched it. He gave me I got this one in a medium nib, and then I went next to the table next to him, and I got it custom grind in a cursive italic. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. But this is going to come when he gets back. And he gets to unwind a little bit. By the time this probably goes up, he will have sent me the matching nib. He did not have the matching nib to this, but I also got this one. This has a 6 centimeter grip section in it, and I find that this is really, really comfortable. So I was able to snag this beauty, and I love this. And his wife does the pouring of their acrylic. So there you go. It's just absolutely a stunning pen. I couldn't pass it up. So I got that pen as well from him. And because I've blown my budget at this point, by the time I got over to the shown design table, getting a monarch nib was completely out of the question. And they're really, really pricey for just the nib itself. So this is the story that I'm going to tell you right now. And bear with me, because this is quite the story, and hopefully I can insert the video clip of this. I went past Van Ness Design, and that Hickory of Flame ink that I showed in part 1 is a Van Ness exclusive. So if you wanted to get that particular Robert Oster ink, you're going to have to go to Van Ness to get it. And I was standing at that table talking to them, and right next to the Van Ness table was Pilot pens. And I was sitting there and I was talking to one of the men that was working for Pilot. Really nice guy, really super nice guy. We were just having a conversation about, Pilot pens. I got to put my hand on the Pilot Justice, which I thought I would be interested in getting, and I still am, but I'm just not going to get it this year for sure after this pen show. And people came up and they're like, I filled out the survey. And then they're like, oh, well, here you go. And they were giving out these. So I went and looked at the Pilot survey, and I filled out the Pilot survey. And they were like, well, thank you for visiting Pilot at the show. And then they give people this little box. And while you're sitting there, various vendors, and people who've been to pen shows before in the United States will know this, people have raffles and giveaways and this, that, and the other thing. So I also got a raffle ticket. But I got this, and it comes with these lovely cards from Pilot, which I've never seen Pilot postcards, right? Really, really gorgeous. And they've got like the cherry blossom kind of thing. And I apologize for the light. It's getting ready to probably storm here, so I think I'm losing a little bit of light here. And then they were giving everybody away one of these very inexpensive fountain pens, which these are great for giving to your kids, etc., etc. I am going to give this box away because I don't need this kind of pen at all with the ink cartridge, and I will give away. I'm going to keep one postcard, but I'll give you the other one. But that'll be in a giveaway for the month of probably October. I'll do it for September, but it'll go out in October. So I've got my Pilot, my DC Pen Show Pilot box giveaway. So I got my raffle ticket to Pilot. They had their drawing at 2:30. In that interim time of 2:30, I walked into around the side of the ballroom, which was another big hallway in the Marriott, and that's where they had Tatcha pens, Traveler's Notebook, Lemur was there, Kobe Inks was there, Nagasagwa was there. They just had a whole bunch of stuff. They had another person back there that did nib grinding, and then you walk into the main ballroom, and it was just, oh my God, like it was just a ton of people everywhere. When they say this is the biggest pen show in North America, I can honestly believe it, because it was just jam-packed, chock full of just various vendors, people reselling pens, all kinds of stuff. They had Diplomat there. Peniter has this new pen out that was absolutely stellar. And then Luxury Brand America also had a raffle ticket giveaway. So I went and I walked around and I killed time. And mind you, I've already been at the pen show for like 2 hours and a half, and my feet, I'm just like, I'm tired because I'm just walking up, down, everywhere, but I'm running into people. Like I said, I ran into Mike Matheson that you'll probably see in a clip. I talked to, Jim Hines, Jonathan Brooks, the guy who's from Shown Design who created the Monarch nib and Shown pens. I was just talking to everybody. Ran into Drew Brown from Goulet Pens. It was just like very like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And my eyes were just wide open. So I finally said, okay, let me cut back over to the pilot giveaway. So I'm standing, and all of a sudden it was just like, that area was a very tight space. I was like, there's a lot of mugs trying to like see who's going to win the pilot giveaway. And I saw the pen that they were going to give away. I knew it was a pricey pen, but I didn't really pay attention to the pen because I just really wanted to film the event. So they did the drawing, and I mean, this place was packed, and they called out the number, and the person whose number was called was not there. And anytime you're at a pen show, you've got to be present to win the raffle. Otherwise, it goes to the next number. So I've got my ticket. I'm holding up my ticket, and they're like reading off the numbers. And people, they called my number. I actually won the pilot giveaway. I was so excited. If you see the camera shake, if I insert the video, it's because I lost it. I was just like, oh my God, I never win anything at these pen shows, but I won the pilot pen. And this pen is an $800 fountain pen. And I was just like, look at the packaging. I mean, out of all the pilot boxes, I've never gotten a pilot box that comes in a wooden box, its own little coffin, as it were. And this is the pen that I won. And I don't even know what kind of pen it is because people were, oh, wait a second. It is a Pilot Ishimi fountain pen, navy blue with a medium nib. And I've never even heard of this brand before, but it has all the literature in it, the user guide. I thought it was a Urushi pen because this was in it. And if anybody knows about these pens, let me know. You know, this one talks about Maki. So I was thrown off because I thought that this was that. So I'm going to have to read up about it. And I just don't have enough, at this point I don't have enough time to probably get into it. But, you know, it's a Namaki pen, so I got that. I have my product registration. And this is the ink cartridge. And people, this is the pen. And I am clipping it open for you guys because I'm finally home. And I'm totally flabbergasted by this pen. Because I've never had a pen like this before. And I'm just velvety. I mean, it's very plush. I'm like, it is quite the product presentation experience. And this is the pen. It's absolutely beautiful. I think this is only a 14 karat gold nib. I think it is. Yeah. That's a medium. I'm going to keep that in there. But this is the pen. Look. Oh, let me focus in on this. Look at that honkin' nib. Look at that. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I think this is the largest pilot nib that I own now. It is just absolutely gorgeous. So the one gentleman from Pilot said it's actually a brass body and then they have this application on it. And it's perfect in hand. It's not heavy. It's not too heavy. But it's just absolutely stellar. Oh my God. You guys, I was like, OMG. I was like so flabbergasted and floored that I actually won it. It was like, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, and like you won the lotto all in one. Well, I did win this lotto. But yeah, that is it. I've never heard of the pen, so I'm going to go now and like read up on it. But really, really beautiful fountain pen. And really, thank you, Pilot, for offering this up. Because, you know, they could have given a less expensive pen. They could have done one of the special edition Vanishing Points or whatever. But I'm just floored that I was able to win this pen at the DC Pen Show. So that is what that looks like. absolutely gorgeous. And that pretty much made my day. That was one of the things that really made my day. It was very, it was one of those days, it was one of those once in a lifetime moments that you feel like you're very fortunate to be able to be in a position to be there and to take advantage of it. And the people in the pin community were really wonderful. At one point when I was walking through the show, I had my AirPods in my holder here, and one of them popped loose because I kept taking on and off that cloth canvas bag. And I went back to the area in which I thought I lost it at, which was the right area, and the woman was in front of me, like talking away to the woman from the Travelers Company, and she was like, "Oh, let me just look down underneath the table here," and she actually was able to find my AirPod that went missing, because they normally don't jiggle loose, but it caught onto the string of that bag and it went flying. So I was lucky enough to get that one back. But be that as it may, if you've got a child or yourself are interested in like an entry level pilot pen, they are inexpensive. No, I'm not going to give you away my more expensive pens that I just acquired. But if you have a child that you want to get into fountain pen writing and you're interested in this pen, let me know. Put something in the comments below and why you would like to do it and what you enjoyed about the video. And I will randomly pick someone probably at the beginning of October, and I will send this over to you. So there's that. And last but not least, after all of that, and if that was not enough of a big win, I went over to the Leonardo area for their drawing. And like I said in the other video, they were giving away these little buttons in there at their table as well. All their ink was pretty much gone. They had 2 bottles of ink left at Leonardo, which they had a red that was absolutely stunning that I've got to actually track down and find out what that color was. And they have their gray ink. And I've never used a Leonardo ink, so I don't know how well they are. So if anybody's used Leonardo ink, let me know how well behaved they are. It looked like they were pretty decent. This was the last purchase. It was somewhat of an impulse buy. I had already gone down the rabbit hole already, so I was like, why not do this one? Because Leonardo put out for the DC Super Fountain Pen Show a special edition. And this one was in a brand of Leonardo that I do not have, and I decided that I would go ahead and get this one because I've seen other YouTubers have this version of it. In particular, I think Carrot and Olives, Britt has, I think, a couple of them. But I've always been wanting to get one because they have ink windows in it, and I bought the Leonardo Officiato Italiana, sorry. I bought the DC edition of the Magico that they did for the show. And I just thought that this one was absolutely stellar as well. And I don't own one of these kinds of Leonardos. I've got the Momento Zeros, but I've never owned a Magico, and I decided to, yes, splurge. I'm going to take a hit, but you know what? I think from now on, I'm just going to buy my pins at the DC show and just save all other purchases for the year. And I bought this one. It's got the band on it, and I know I'm losing light. Has that on it. And this is, they've got ink windows in this version of the Magico, which I really like. I always like to know how much ink I'm running. And then this one, I got this one in a medium nib. So they were very accommodating about swapping out nibs on the pens, because I own an extra fine. I think I own an extra fine and a fine, and I don't have a medium, so I got this one in the medium. So that is it. I'm not going to wet any of these. I will be further exploring these pens. If you have any comments, or if you own a Magico Leonardo, please let me know how you like it. That is it. I just wanted to share the story of the win because it was really quite unexpected, and it did make my day. I also met some other lovely individuals at that fountain pen show. It's always great to be around other enthusiasts and people who like writing with fountain pens and collect them and use them. And it was just a really great day. I just had a really great time at this DC Pen Show this year. So that is all. If you stayed and made it to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will come back with some more content soon. All right, until next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.